Beautiful. Thank you so much, Holly. It's like when the sun comes through the forest and the leaves are kind of drifting. That just brought such joy. Thank you. Well, as we fall into our seats, welcome all. Welcome to the light and love that is Unity of Lawrence, all season long, every season. And in Unity, we begin everything with prayer. So whether we are here or coming through Zoom or Facebook Live, let's take a centering breath together and open to the divine in all of us as we listen to this prayer. With full hearts and open minds, we gather today to accept the endless possibilities of peace on earth and peace in our hearts. We acknowledge the existence of pain and injustice in the world, but we also acknowledge limitless love and our limitless being. We welcome our divine inheritance as co-creators. We know that we are already standing in the light of love, of healing, and of transformation, and so it is. Amen. Our prayer chaplains are trained to hold sacred space and pray with you. So if there's anything in your heart to be held in prayer, please see Gail at the end of the service in our chaplain office. And also the office is just here. The door will remain open, but all are welcome to come and go. And remember that all prayers are confidential unless you mark otherwise on that lavender slip in the seats in front of you. And remember that we also have a prayer circle immediately after the service at the front of the sanctuary for all who want to participate in a group prayer for themselves and the world. You can still meet one-on-one with the chaplain in the office, and you'll also be able to join our other chaplains to experience the healing presence and oneness of affirmative prayer, which we're about to practice right now, because we are here to welcome and acknowledge and appreciate our new members with the assistance of Reverend Chen.
Thank you. I would like to invite those that have participated in our new member orientation and those who are ready to accept the role of membership to come forward at this time. Hi. If you would just stand on one of the steps, it'll make it a little bit easier. All right. And while we may look small in number right now, there are actually 6 new members joining our community today. So we welcome in those who were not able to join us physically in this moment. We hold you in our hearts, and we affirm the commitment that you have made as well. So we have Christine and Clint with us today. So Christine and Clint, we welcome you as new members of Unity Church of Lawrence. You have demonstrated understanding and alignment with the basic teachings of unity and are excited to support the vision and mission of Unity Church of Lawrence. By joining as a member, you agree to the following: to making your spiritual growth and practice a priority in your life, to personal transformation, dedicating personal time for study, prayer, and meditation as you participate in classes and daily practices of spiritual principles, to doing your part to support Unity of Lawrence, are thriving through your actions and your finances. You include the church in your financial giving and volunteer service. Through consistent commitment, you demonstrate joyful giving and love in action. You commit to joining your fellow members and congregants in creating a loving and supportive atmosphere. Through membership at Unity Church of Lawrence, you honor the Spirit in you and the Spirit at work through our blessed community, knowing that as our community thrives, it blesses and serves countless others like you. In this knowing, you commit to co-creating with Spirit the ongoing dynamic life of Unity Church of Lawrence. If you are aligned and ready to make this commitment, please say, I am. And to those of you who are members, oh, we have another new member. Just in time. We'll get you a copy. Lori, we will let you look at the obligations before we force you to say I am to anything. But if you're generally interested in this whole membership path, you are? Yeah, all right. For those of you who were able to be here in person, if you are joining us online today, our new members, please type in the comments, I am. Make your commitment today. And if not, we'll get you a copy. All right, now I invite all of those here and those of you watching online to help me bless our new members. I invite you to stand as you are willing and able, warm up your hands, and extend them forward as we share our unity blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity in you. Welcome. And Michelle has a gift for you.
And so we are grateful for Clint, Christine, Lori, Linda, Judy, and John for being a part of our Unity of Lawrence heart, and we are grateful. Yay. Well, let's all rise back together again and sing with Holly as we get ready to greet and celebrate our newest members. We're singing All Is Well. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday, mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new, and don't it feel good to know all is well and unfolding as it should. I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy, and happiness is yours and it's mine. And I'm loved and so are you. Don't it feel good to know all is well and unfolding as it should? Here we go with that. All is well, all is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well, all is well, all is well, and unfolding as it should. Let's greet each other and say, as we breathe in that all is well. We are grateful for this time together and this time to affirm together unity's founding principle. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And now our Unity of Lawrence vision statement together. United in divine love and joy, we celebrate a peaceful and abundant world for all. And finally, our Unity of Lawrence mission statement. We are a thriving spiritual community, sharing love, building bridges, and inspiring transformation. And to help us cross that bridge is the Green Spirit Band. We are grateful they are here.
I've had so many doubts along the way. Felt like life was just another bill to pay without anything to show. And now I've figured out that every day a fortune's always found within my faith. And all I needed was to let it flow. 'Cause there's no wall around me, only fear has truly bound me. And all I need is trust and I am free. I'm sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. My treasure has been right here all the time. I'm sitting on a gold mine. Yeah. Finally, I'm breaking through so many lies. All those people telling me to run and hide from the truth of what I am. But now I'm telling you the future's bright. Tomorrow shines like diamonds in the sky. All I needed was to understand that whatever I'm believing, well, that's what I'm receiving from the riches that reside inside of me. I'm sitting on a gold mine. 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 My treasure has been right here all the time. Sitting on a gold mine. So don't you listen, never listen to the voice that said you better play it safe, says you don't have any choice, 'cause you're as gifted as an angel, as brilliant as the sun. Just say the word, heaven has begun. We're sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. We're sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. Our treasure has been right here all the time. We're sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine, yeah. Sitting on a gold mine, yeah.
So much. Good to know we are comfortably sitting. And good to know that our minister of record, Reverend Jennifer Hutchins, is, so used to Jen. Hutchins is the founder of Unity of Arts Ministry. Her mission is to inspire self-reflection and personal transformation through spiritual principles and the healing power of art. Through Unity Arts Ministry, Rev Jen facilitates creative workshops, classes, and retreat experiences. Give a warm welcome back home, Rev Jen.
Thank you, Michelle. Did you hear her get really excited about the retreat experiences part? For those of you who don't know, Michelle came with me to Italy this summer. Yes, so I do that too. All right, so we sang this morning, and I was really sitting with this. Everything is all right and unfolding as it should. How many of you felt like you were being hypocritical or lying to yourself when you were saying those words? And I mean, you don't have to raise it if you don't want to. Just ask yourself. How many of you feel like, if you're like, okay, well, right now I can believe that because I'm sitting here in church and I can believe that everything's going to be all right because I'm here. But maybe when you leave these doors and you go about your life or turn on the news or somebody else tells you about the news even though you've tried turning off the news so you can ignore all that stuff and it just keeps showing up anyways. Maybe don't feel all the time like everything's all right and unfolding as it should. I want to acknowledge that because oftentimes as spiritual individuals, those of us that are on a spiritual path, we like to pretend, maybe, or at least tell ourselves or tell others that we feel 100% rooted in our faith every single day. And then we begin to do the shoulds and the negative talk, like I should be feeling like everything's all right and unfolding as it should, and yet I don't feel that today, and so I must be doing it wrong. So I just want to remind you that you are human, and you are embarking on a spiritual path to knowing your spiritual self. So your spiritual self 100% knows everything is all right and unfolding as it should, and your human self is going to experience being human, and that's okay. You were born with a wide range of emotions. God put them there for a reason. But today I want to talk about how in these times that maybe we feel like we're sitting in this space of perhaps choice, perhaps feeling like we're forced down some sort of road, or perhaps we're sitting in this place where life feels unbearable as it is. And that even in those points that we have within us the opportunity, the possibility to reach a point of connection within our spiritual guidance system, if you will, that helps us to move forward so that we are walking a path of thriving rather than feeling like every day we are just trying to survive from moment to moment. So if you have been feeling in the weight of the world, in the weight of whatever is happening in your personal life circumstances, that you have felt alone in it, that you have felt that you are struggling to make ends meet, that you have felt that you are living in a state of feeling unhealthy or unsatisfied within your own being, that there is a way to thriving beyond that, right? Those are like survival mechanisms. We're just trying to get to the next day. Thriving looks like health. Thriving is abundant health. Thriving is abundant wealth. It is abundant happiness. It is having deep and meaningful connections and relationships in our lives. Thriving is feeling that we are living a life of passion and purpose, what Charles Fillmore would call zeal. Charles once said, "I fairly sizzle with zeal at all that is mine to do." How many of you feel that you are sizzling, and how many are frizzling? We can get back there. We can get back there. I believe that when life brings us so many things, one thing after another, after another, after another, and it feels like in the moment, perhaps that like life itself, the universe itself is trying to squish us like an ant, that those are the moments that we are being called to transformation. Transformation is not always a pretty experience, and yet it's in our mission statement. So I'm sorry to say that if you're here sitting in the seat, I'm sorry, new members, to disappoint you, but you signed up for transformation. Transformation looks like change. It looks like us coming into our spiritual knowing more and more and more. And what that means is that that human self, the self-doubts, the old belief systems that tell us that we are not enough are getting squished. The systems that we look out in our community, out into our world, the systems that we see as failing and not serving the community any longer, they are calling us to raise to a higher consciousness so that change can happen. When everything looks like it's falling apart, we are being invited to transformation. I saw a big sigh of relief. Transformation, right, when you're in it, it doesn't always feel fabulous, but you know what? The other side of it is amazing. How many of you have ever come to a crossroads in your life where that which you were doing was no longer an option, and you had to make a choice to go some new path? I like to picture this as the scene in The Wizard of Oz where Dorothy first meets Scarecrow. Now, for those of you that never saw this film, anybody? I mean, you're in Kansas. You've seen it, right? I was thinking, they used to, when I was little, they'd play it on air every year, and it was like a tradition in my home to watch The Wizard of Oz, so I often think of Wizard of Oz. But the scene where Dorothy meets the Scarecrow, right? She's walking along the yellow brick road. The path that she was told will take her back home. All you have to do is follow the yellow brick road, and they're singing and dancing, and they send her off down this path. And she goes, and she's skipping and so happy, and everything is glorious and sunshine and rainbows and little people singing to her, and she's got her dog, and life is good, and then all of a sudden the path ends, and it branches out in front of her. You can go left, you can go right. Did I do that right? Yeah. My left, your right. But she can't go straight anymore. That path doesn't exist unless she cuts through the cornfield, which she could do, but she was told to follow the yellow brick road, and she's a good girl, brought up in Kansas like y'all. So she's thinking, I need to choose one of these, and she's talking out loud to her dog, as we do, and instead of the dog answering, when she says, which way should I go, the Scarecrow comes to life and says, some people find this way pleasant. And then she's looking at the dog like, did you just hear something? And then the Scarecrow says, of course, others find joy that way. I'm paraphrasing. I have the actual words, but you know that I'd have to stop. And then the Scarecrow goes like this and goes, but some people do go both directions. Now at this point, Dorothy recognizes it's the Scarecrow, looks him in the face and says, are you doing that on purpose, or can't you make up your mind? To which he says, well, that's the problem. I can't make up my mind. My head is filled with straw. I don't have a brain. Now, luckily, you and I have brains. We are also gifted with a spiritual insight, and we are gifted with heart. So that which he thought he was lacking, and of course at the end finds out he had a brain all along. But these are the gifts that we have that can help us when we come to those crossroads to choose the path that most suits us. In that moment, the path that leads us to thriving in our lives. So when we're walking along, singing all the songs, claiming everything's all right, even though we're like, right? And then there becomes this crossroad where we're like, I can't keep walking this path. Something's gotta change. For anybody who's ever been in any sort of recovery system, life has become unmanageable. And we need to turn our will, our lives over to a higher power, over to God. So when our humanness is spinning, 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 we can stay stuck spinning in that crossroads, or we can turn our lives over to a higher power, that power within us, because there's only one power, one presence, and it's within us. We have the ability to tap into that energy, into that knowing. So I want to share a personal crossroads moment in my life, and it was the moment that I was feeling called to attend Unity Seminary. And at the same time that I was sitting there contemplating this and talking to my husband and going, is this even possible? You know, I had a little kid at the time, and now he's like a big kid, but can I even, right? There was this sense of not feeling a fulfillment of purpose in my life, that I was feeling called to something, but I didn't know what that path would look like. Meanwhile, as I'm contemplating this, I get a phone call out of the blue offering me a job at a local elementary school teaching art. That was my background, right? My pre-baby background. And so I was being given opportunity. Go back to what I know, teaching art. Take this wild and crazy road of seminary and see what happens. And so as any good Unity spiritual student does, I sat and I prayed and I meditated. But what really happened was I made the lists in my head, right? The pros, the cons. And so I'd be like, okay, don't think of the list. Just relax, just meditate. But if I did this, then that would happen. If I did that, then that would happen. What about the money? And what about the... So I did this, and then I recognized, okay, right now, me praying, meditating is not helping. I need outside support. So I got out my pendulum. Dear Spirit, what should I do? Decided maybe. Yeah, it's like, you know, like your Magic 8 Ball, right? It's a maybe. It was like neutral. It's like, really? Okay, so I call a friend of mine who does shamanic journeying. And I was like, will you journey for me and tell me what I should do at my crossroads? So she comes back from her journey and she's like, oh, it's this beautiful visualization, and I saw this and I saw this. And the message that I received was that it's up to you. You can pick any path and be happy. Thank you. Thank you very much. So knowing that the path was mine to choose, and that there was no logic-based list that I had to work with, I actually then prayed, meditated, went for lots and lots and lots of hikes in the North Carolina woods until finally I got clear, very clear, to take that job, the teaching position. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. You all know what I did. I'm here. I went to seminary, and I followed that path. Obviously, for me, it felt like the right path. But what I want to point out here is that I didn't jump to that. There was a lot of sitting at that crossroads going, what is it, this, maybe I do just go hang out in the cornfield. I'll pitch a tent, you know. But I was being called one of these two directions. Have you been there? You've been in this space. Are you feeling it now? How many of you feel like, I feel like I need to run some direction, but I don't know which way it is? Yeah. Yeah. That's normal. That's part of the path. This past week, we had World Day of Prayer. How many of you participated in some way, shape, or form in the World Day of Prayer experiences? Yeah, maybe went out to Unity Village, watched online, participated in the music, sang. Did you all sing? So I was there for the opening ceremonies on Wednesday evening, and the keynote speaker, and all of a sudden I'm going to blank, so I'm going to look it up. This is why I write things down. Dr. Tracy Brown. Dr. Tracy Brown. Anybody see her talk? Yeah, phew, good. It's powerful. What I love is, if you distill it down, essentially, it was a step-by-step method for prayer and meditation. And it was just, you know, sometimes it's like we hear the same thing over and over, but when it's presented a different way, all of a sudden it hits. And that was for me Wednesday night, because I've been sitting in this space in my life where, you know, not oblivious to what's going on in the world and just kind of going, whoa. And so to take the time to be in prayer with community and to know that I was about to embark on this longer experience, right, this holiday of prayer, that I was able to sink in a little bit more. and to take in what she was saying. And what she was talking about was the sort of catchphrase for the week, for World Day of Prayer, was be still and know, right? So from the Bible, peace, be still and know that I am God. And so she sort of deepened, what does this be still and know mean? And be still, that practice of meditation, and that when we engage in meditation, then we know there is only one power, one presence. And from that knowing, right, that's it, be still and know. But she said from that knowing, we grow. That's the transformation piece. And when we are transformed, when we grow in spiritual consciousness, then we go. So her practice was be still and know, grow and go. And I want to add something that came to me the next day as I was walking the labyrinth, and that is that before I can be still, and this is me personally, before I can be still, I need to let go. And it matches the little rhyme pattern too. So let go, be still, know, grow, go. Now I added in the little let go because for me, as I mentioned in my discernment process with seminary, is the first thing that tends to happen for me when I come to a crossroads or some sort of transformative experience in my life is my logic brain loves to go in overdrive. To-do lists, pros and cons, but if I do this, then I do that. And then oftentimes I'm like, well, what if I just start taking action towards that first and see what happens? And then like my logic is, processing it all and trying to figure it out. Usually doesn't work, just tell you that. I need to do the full process. And so for me, it's let go. And there may be folks in here who can sit in meditation, right? Maybe you have a particular meditation chair or a spot that every time you go there, you sit and your mind just goes blank immediately. That's not me. I sit and go blah, 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 in my mind. It's a monkey mind. So what I've learned is that I need to calm the monkey mind or the circus mind, right, first before I can move into that space of stillness. And that's that process of letting go. It's letting go of thinking that I, myself, Jen, little I, right, needs to figure it all out or have the answers. It's letting go of my past belief systems that keep me looped in the same thought process over and over and over again. It's letting go of any doubts, any anxieties, or any fears over what might happen on either of those paths. So the first thing I need to do is let go. And for me, some sort of movement or creative practice helps me let go. That's why I walked so much in those North Carolina woods. I love the labyrinth experience because it gets me out of my head, right? It provides a space for me to let go. As many of you know, through the arts ministry, I do things like art journaling or creating mandalas. So it's a way of letting go, getting out of my head so I can get present. Perhaps for you, something like dance, singing, chanting can help get you out of that space. So let go first, then be still. And the stillness is our practice of meditation. Being fully present in the moment without an agenda. And in that space, then we begin to have that awareness, that like light from within begins to shine, and we know there is only one power, one presence active in the universe and in my life. What is there to be afraid of? Nothing. What is there to worry about? Nothing. All is good and unfolding as it should. We know that 100% when we are in that space. When I'm in that space of knowing and receiving, my body lights up. Maybe that's what Charles was talking about with that sizzle energy. It's like this like energy. And it's like an overwhelming sense of peace when I feel that depth of connection. And in that, then I allow myself to be transformed. I allow myself to grow in that awareness, that's where that still small voice comes in and shares those messages of inspiration, that shares, what's really on my heart is this path. For whatever reason, it doesn't matter. That's the path that my heart, my spirit wants to walk down, and that's enough for me to know. And when I have that clarity, then I go. Then I take the action steps. So when you hear people say, I don't know what to do in this situation, or what do we do about the world? Not that anybody would ask that right now, but if they did, and then somebody responds with, let's pray about it. Have you ever heard negative criticism? Well, what does prayer do? Why are you going to just pray about it? We need to do something about it. Absolutely, we need to do something about it, but we need to pray first. Because if we don't get that clarity from Spirit, we are spinning and spinning and spinning in our humanness, and we are trying to solve the problem from the level of the problem. Prayer first, because it centers us, and we get the guidance. We tap into that inner GPS, and then we take action. Unity's fifth principle says that when we know, right, it's not enough to know the principles of how Spirit works in our lives, but when we know them, we need to do something about it. We need to take action. So it is a call to action. Prayer is really the first step in a call to action. Whether it is in your life that you are in that crossroads of which direction do I take that I am thriving in all aspects of my life, or it is as a community, as a spiritual community. How do we create a thriving spiritual community? Also in the mission statement, we are thriving. And then we can look out into the world. How do we, as we become that thriving center of divine knowing right here in this space, how do we then go out into the world and create a thriving world that works for all? But it begins here. It begins with prayer. So wherever you are on that path, right, maybe you are cool with you. You are feeling in alignment with the path that you are walking. You are on your spiritual highest good. And now you want to focus your attention to your community. What do I do to help my community to thrive? And maybe you are already on that path that you know what is yours to do to help your community thrive, and you are ready to look out at the world and say, all right, God, use me. How do I move into this space, creating a thriving world that works for all? Wherever your path is beginning to open up and provide new opportunities, begin with prayer. So this week, I invite you to practice, let go, be still, know, grow. And the final one? Go. Yeah. So that is your mission, should you choose to accept it. New members, double duty. All right. Thank you all so much. I look forward to seeing the many, many ways that your thriving continues in your life, in your community, and in your world. And so it is.
stillness is the power, the peace for every hour. I want to hear the voice for truth. Remember, I don't need nothing but the truth. Remember, I don't need nothing but the truth. Despair and desperation all seem to be salvation. Now I need nothing but the truth. Despair and desperation all seem to be salvation. Now I need nothing but the truth.
Now's the time in our service for meditation. And I'm going to invite you into a bit of active monkey training, if you will, before we move into the silence. So if it feels comfortable to sit with your feet on the floor and your eyes closed, I'm going to invite you to repeat after me as we work with that phrase, peace, be still, and know that I am God. So we'll begin with the full phrase, and then we'll shorten it and shorten it and shorten it till we'll just land at peace. And then we'll take a moment in silence. And we'll see if this helps to relax your monkeys and sink you deeper into that state of peace and stillness. So as you feel comfortable to do so, I invite you to repeat after me. Peace, be still, and know that I am God. Peace, be still, and know that I am God. Peace, be still, and know that I am. Peace, be still, and know that I am. Peace, be still, and know. Peace, be still, and know. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, peace. And let us rest for a moment of silence in that precious peace. Where there is peace, there is perfection, there is harmony, there is love and deep connection, there is belonging, there is abundance, there is health. In peace, we are thriving. And so it is. Amen.
You're welcome to sing along with us as you get familiar with the words. God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Thank you, Green Spirit Band, for your gifts, and Rev Jen for your message. All really is well. And so, as our ushers are coming forward, I invite you to join me as we hold our gifts in our hands and love in our hearts as we affirm together divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And as the love offering is collected, let's join Holly in singing, I'm Choosing Heaven Today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. And I'm walking the road of heaven right now. Singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. And I'm walking the road of heaven right now. offer this prayer of gratitude. We are grateful as we bless the flow of good that supports our unity community. We stand in the knowing that the flow of good goes forth, returning again and again, and so it is. Amen. A special welcome to our guests today. We are delighted that you are here. We have information in the foyer and potluck after the service. All are welcome. So just ask us any questions and we would love to visit with you more. So as I mentioned, we do have potluck downstairs and heart connections. If you didn't bring food, there's always enough to share. And following the meal, if you'd like to join Phil upstairs for metaphysical explorations, that'll be here after the potluck. We have so many wonderful events happening. The list just keeps growing, so I won't say them all today. But we do have so many opportunities to sing together in the choir. I don't believe it's too late to sign up if you want to give for Family Promise, for donations for groceries. I know Denise and I are taking care of supper tonight, and others are taking care of supper tomorrow night, and we have lots to be grateful for, including an opportunity to join a special unity choir led by the Ricky Byers for an amazing event with Martha Creek at Unity Village on the evening of October 7th. And so as you're signing up for choir practices, you can also sign up there. And if you want to just attend the event, it is free. That's at Unity Village. I love the connections we are building and continuing to connect in Bridges with Unity Village. And in this Friday's weekend wisdom experience from 6:30 to 8, speaking of shamanic journeying and opportunities, Marty Stemmerman will lead in exploring our mystical connection to the earth and spiritual realms through a guided shamanic journey. If this calls to you, she's also offering a Saturday workshop on the 20th from 2 to 5. And so that is an amazing experience, as was our prayer, World Day of Prayer and the Peace Flag that we have out on our own grounds. And there's so much more. The prosperity class with Reverend Anna that begins on Tuesdays, an expression of immersive sound for the end of the month, calendars to mark for October 12th when Reverend Jen comes back, and then we have a workshop that afternoon after the talk, open meditations, and groups meeting beyond. If you have any questions, there's tons to know. Lunch bunches and others still ongoing. So as we are thriving, let us join together in standing and singing the peace song.